Cozier. Hey, it's Mornings with James, and we are going to have a little bit of fun with Pure Power Wrestling, and they've got a big match coming up tomorrow night at the German Canadian Club.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And doors open at 6:30. The big match is at 7:30, 7 o'clock, and we have Bulldog right here. Welcome to the show.
Morning.
And Josh, and he's wiry. He's a wiry wee lad. Well,
No,
and you know,
don't worry about little jumping Josh, man. The kid's tougher than a $2 steak. I'm telling you.
Tougher than a $2
he's
steak.
a tough little kid.
Oh
man.
my gosh!
Yeah.
It's
We can
like,
prove it. You can smack him right now, as hard as you want. He won't even flinch. I guarantee.
I don't know. He might retaliate.
Well, that's the thing. This kid retaliates like you can't even see him coming. You don't know what angle he's coming from. It's either up there or down there or somewhere else. It's phenomenal to watch.
So
who you wrestling tonight?
Tonight I'm wrestling Travis the Heat Copeland for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Cruiserweight. What is the cruiserweight?
It's kind of a step below heavyweight, so kind of the smaller guys, you know.
Yeah.
Under
Yeah.
205.
Yeah.
Under 205.
Under
So
205.
how much do you weigh?
132 pounds.
Oh my! You could pick him up and carry him around under your arm.
There's videos where I have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He comes to the gym with me and work out pretty hard all the time. So when there's not enough weight, I just throw Josh up on there, and
Yeah.
it's still not enough. But you know what? The kid tries.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what Pure Power Wrestling is all about. Like what is it? Like a lot of people who watch this and they'll go like, Pure Power Wrestling, you know.
Pure Power Wrestling. Well, we started like 7 years ago now. I don't know if you remember the name Gothic Knight. Remember
Oh, yeah.
that big.
Yep.
Can I say on air that big?
Yeah,
buffoon?
no, I've known Ed for a long time.
Yeah. So Gothic Knight and actually Sydney Steele and myself kind of started the whole thing up. And how did it go? We were kind of sailing, sort of just hovering for about a year.
Yeah.
And then we got involved with a group in Edmonton called Monster Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And some of their guys and some of their training sort of elevated our game a lot. Over the last 2 years, we've started with our own training school. And that's grown our local talent a lot. So we've gone from 60 fans at our first show to over 200, 250 fans every show.
Yeah. Nice.
As many as we can pack into whatever venue we're using at the time. And aside from just having really fun, family-friendly, kind of almost reminiscent of Stampede Wrestling, do you remember that show?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Almost reminiscent of that. We do a lot of work in the community. So any kind of community organization wants to buy our show for a fundraiser. We've done lots of that kind of stuff. We've done lots of fundraisers, Big Brothers and Big Sisters. I can't even think of a list right now. It's so big.
Yeah.
Actually, Big Brothers and Big Sisters was our old place. No, that was the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
That was the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Which we worked with as well. And yeah, I can go on for hours about all the good stuff that we want to stand for, but it's not going to bring you to a show. That's just something that we do because we're community minded.
Yeah.
If I'm going to bring you to a show, I'm going to tell you all about the show. What's your next question about the show?
Okay. So now are you a big guy in this world of wrestling that you guys have, or
You mean physically?
yeah, are you part of the title match, or
No, I don't
what's
even
going-
wrestle anymore. I'm 46 years old now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I was wrestling full time, I was about 70 pounds heavier than I am now. So just imagine this, and
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
But no, I do the commentary now. I do the play-by-play,
Okay.
and it's so much more fun than getting hit in the head over.
So we're talking about good family fun, and here we're talking about Bulldog getting hit in the head and everything like that.
Well,
but it is. I mean, it's a family-friendly event.
Exactly.
You're at the German Canadian Club, so you know if somebody wants to bring out their 8-year-old, 10-year-old, whatever.
7, 8-year-olds. We've had 8 and 10-year-olds have birthday parties at our shows before. We're all for family and kids and that.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, spectacular. What's the card look like for tomorrow night?
It's a big one. Both of our titles are on the line. Like you said, Josh is wrestling for the Cruiserweight title. And
so do you know who you're wrestling?
Yep, I'm wrestling a gentleman called Travis the Heat Copeland.
Travis the Heat Copeland. Okay. And now you're 135.
Yeah, around
And he's so in your category, you can be all the way up to 205. That's a huge weight difference.
that. Yep.
And so, how big's Travis?
Just under 200 pounds.
Yeah, I think
180,
he's
190.
195, something like
Is that a little daunting when you go to step in the ring with somebody who's got almost 70 pounds on you?
He's actually one of the smallest guys I've actually got to work with, believe it or not.
Wow.
I think Jumpin' Josh had the opportunity to wrestle. Oh, did I say opportunity? I think Jumpin' Josh once had to wrestle the big sexy beast, right, Brad? Did you wrestle him once?
3 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
369 kilograms.
Pounds.
Wow. Pounds. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was in the cruiserweight division. He called it pounds so that he could.
Oh no,
yeah,
he's
kilograms. So that he could-
he's 169 kilograms.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
a cruiserweight.
That's
yeah.
right. 169. So he's under 205.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, this dude is big enough to burn freaking diesel fuel, man. He's enormous.
Yeah.
I've trained with him in the gym before too. I'm not kidding you, man. He had a flat bench with 455 pounds off his chest. I wouldn't get it.
So, big guy, strong guy.
Yeah.
And what insanity propels you forward into the ring with the big sexy beast?
It's not me, I tell you that.
Well, they're telling me, all right, well, this is what you're doing. I said, okay. But it's I just want to be involved in it any way I can. So if I get the opportunity to move on to other things in wrestling where I can make it a career, then if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes.
Yeah. And
Sometimes it's just a gut check too. I mean, if you're going to get into the wrestling industry, you're going to be in there with people who are absolutely enormous. I mean, it goes the same for the big sexy beast. He's 300 and some pounds, this guy.
Yeah.
But if he pushes his way up, he could be in there with a human being that makes him look like a dwarf. Everything's relative. So
Yeah.
we all need to be prepared for that. And we come in there saying, okay, I've trained hard enough, I've worked hard enough, I've got the skill to do this. Let's see if I do. And sometimes you go in there knowing you're going to get the hell beat out of you.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Run away?
Do your best, right?
Yeah, you got to take your lumps. You got to earn your spot. You got to pay your dues, man.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything in life, right? You know, you can't win all the time. You sometimes you're going to come up against some big sexy beast, and you know he's got 200 plus pounds on you.
Yep.
And you just got to do your best.
Yep.
What does it take though for you, Jumpin' Josh, to get into the ring with somebody like the big sexy beast? Like, are you thinking like, can I, how do I best survive? What's your attitude like?
Just kind of getting out of the way when I can and chopping the tree down. So I'm just taking out his legs and just going from there.
Yeah, is he fairly well proportioned? Has he got like tree trunks for legs?
Oh yeah, he's a big guy all around. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a 455 pound bench press, you're well proportioned. You could be built like a silverback gorilla. You're well proportioned. The guy's just massive.
Yeah.
And he can move. Is a thing. Like he's played football on a really high level, and he's just a super athlete. He really is. But I think Josh beat him once before.
Very close. I actually choked him out, and he fell on top of me to pin me.
So if you're gonna chop the tree down, you got to make sure you don't land underneath it when it falls, right?
Yeah.
Timber.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, now I'll know for next time. But yeah, so I got him in a guillotine choke and had him out, but he fell forward and went right on top of me.
Oh, jeez.
I was
What's
entertained myself.
what's a guillotine? choke?
It's kind of a front choke, right? So you go up top and hook their head in. And
Go ahead and put me in a
just kinda-
guillotine choke, Josh. Show him, man.
All right. So yeah, just kind of going around here.
Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. Ah, can we?
Oh, like that?
Arms like
Yeah.
that.
Then he wraps his legs around you and squeezes like this little anaconda, and there's not much you can do.
Yeah. And that's funny because I used to do submission fighting when I was
Ooh.
younger and not as intelligent.
Did they use chairs in that? Were they allowed to?
No, it was just basically pressure points, holds, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And it was you'd spar until somebody just tapped out because it was just too painful.
Do you exchange hold for hold lots, roll around different?
There's a lot of rolling around. There's a lot of grappling. There's a lot of like thumb, and there's a lot of stuff in your nose or on your jawbone,
Oh, yeah.
where somebody's trying to dig in.
Yeah.
You know?
I've seen that in lots of MMA. They'll put their elbow on a collarbone or something.
Oh,
and
it's
just
brutal,
grind
just
it,
absolutely
yeah.
brutal. So it really comes down to, because you're not breaking bones, it comes down to more just surviving. But I had this guy say, hey, I bet you I can get you out in 30 seconds. I'm like, well, whatever, and the skinny, lanky guy like this, he wrapped himself around me, got in a chokehold, and I thought, well, this is ridiculous. And I got myself up off the ground. I stood up and couldn't get him off my head, and he was choking. And so here I'm standing, and he's got himself, little anaconda, wrapped around, and I couldn't get him. I had to submit.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like, how is it this little guy, and I could like walk around, I could do anything I wanted to do, and but I couldn't get this guy. I couldn't shake this guy.
I tell you, it's the old saying. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's 100% true, man. See, Josh has a strategy to go in there. He knows what he has to do, but you also need to have an attitude when you go in there that it's not about surviving. Forget surviving. I'm going to win. You have to have the attitude that in order to win, it's going to hurt a lot, but that's okay. I'm going to do anything it takes to actually come out on top of this contest. I'm not just surviving. I can and I will beat him at any cost. If it hurts for 3 weeks after, so be it. And the kid has that attitude. I've seen him go in there and just never say die, never say die, never say die. And when we talk about our fans and the whole relationship we have with them, a lot of the people who come watch our show, we have special needs people and people in really difficult positions in life. Yeah. And it's what you were saying about the big sexy beast, and life will do that. And we try to relate to our fans just that. It doesn't matter, what this villain is doing to you week after week after week. It doesn't matter what this situation is happening. It doesn't matter. You keep fighting. And that's the message we're trying to get to people, because basically, when you talk about stories in wrestling, the underdog has just got to keep on going and keep on going and keep on pushing until he succeeds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's great lesson in life, because we all, we're never properly matched up for any of our battles. We're always there's always going to be some big sexy beast or some jumping Josh, some buck 35, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we're not making some assumptions about different things, right?
Exactly.
And then not preparing ourselves for that battle.
Yeah. On another level, on a whole community level, if we shared what we wanted to share with people who are successful and wealthy and doing well, it wouldn't have the impact.
Yeah.
But there are people in this community who need that message. There are people in this community who could only afford Pure Power Wrestling once a month. That's all their spare money will allow them to do. They don't have nice trucks and toys. We kind of have a community obligation to provide them with something that will encourage them to both come back and do what they see in the ring in their own lives. Just transpose that and do everything you can to put yourself in a better position.
Yeah.
We're obligated to help them do that and encourage them that way.
It's a great message. Absolutely a great message.
Yeah, and that's how Pure Power Wrestling started. That's basically our roots, as being community-minded, and that's where we're at still.
So, family style show, children under 10 are free, and then the ticket is $15 advance?
$15 advance at King of Trade and $20 at the door.
20 at the door. And so this is going to take place tomorrow night. We talked about it a little bit before. I'll make sure I share the links. Pure Power Wrestling, right here in Lethbridge. Tomorrow night, how many matches?
I think we have 5 or 6.
5, yep.
Yeah.
5 or 6 matches, and how long, ideally, would each match last?
10 minutes?
From
10,
10,
15?
sometime 15.
And then a little bit of a change up in between.
Yep, a little bit. We have intermission. Actually, our main event may go longer because there's a prize. There's a prize at stake, and Kyle Sebastian, the defending champion. Wow, I have not seen a wrestler perform like him. There's nobody in Western Canada who is on the level that Kyle Sebastian is. He's absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. I don't know that many people like his attitude.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. Attitudes don't win titles. This guy is just phenomenal. And the guy coming down from Edmonton, Chris Parrish, who's going to try and get the title from him, pretty much on the same level. He's been close to 15 years, I think he's been in the business, Chris Parrish. Kyle
Wow.
Sebastian, for sure, the same. Two
Yeah.
really, really good veterans, and they just won't quit. I won't be surprised to see this match go 25 minutes.
Wow.
I won't be surprised to see every person in the building on the edge of their seat. It's going to be off the hook.
So the doors will open at 6:30. Wrestling gets underway at 7 o'clock. If you can't get your tickets in advance, it's going to be so King of Trade for $15
Yes.
and $20 at the door. It's a Saturday evening full of entertainment. Do you guys have a liquor license yet?
Not yet, no.
No.
The
Curtis said you guys are still kind of
it's
working on
up
it.
Working
in the
on
air.
it, yeah.
The liquor license that we actually need in order to be able to sell publicly, that's not a wedding or something like that, is really expensive. So we need to get ourselves to a point where we know we're going to recover at least that cost.
Gotcha.
Which usually selling liquor does. And we've never had a problem with people getting out of control. It's not that. It's just a simple matter of numbers. It's really, really expensive to get licensed, and we're not willing to do something criminal or illegal or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if we can manage to get a cost recovery, then we'll have like beer and spirits or whatever they have.
Yeah. So and hopefully as Pure Power Wrestling keeps moving forward and and maybe as we keep talking about it and keep sharing it, maybe it'll get to the point where you have the sponsors and you can kind of go to that next level.
Yeah, hopefully, because like I said, we've never had anybody lose control at times that we've had where we're the Legion, I think, and with their liquor license, they did the liquor sales and all that, so it was all legit. But we never had a single problem with people drinking.
Yeah.
Probably because we have the best bouncers in the city, but
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say, and Jumpin' Josh can just kind of wrap you up. Yeah,
I
he's-
think if the Gothic Knight and the Big Sexy Beast come storming out of the back, told you to leave the building, everybody would leave the building.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How tall is the Big Sexy Beast? Because I know Ed's Gothic Knight is probably
Oh, Gothic Knight,
6'6".
6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Bradley Graham, I don't think is quite past 6 feet. He's probably my height, but
Yeah.
wider than a freight train, this guy.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about his mass and his power. He's really impressive to see.
Yeah.
He really is.
And so you announce all the
Yep.
matches and everything like
We
that.
got, well, maybe Curtis talked about it last time. We have the Shaw Cable going and that.
No, actually we didn't.
Oh, we're on Shaw Cable, I think it's 5 nights a week now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This is all a Sydney Steele deal. The kid's phenomenal. He does a lot of work behind the scenes to get us
Yeah.
all these kind of things. So yeah, thanks to
Oh, good
Sydney
for you
Steele,
guys.
we got cable television now on Shaw TV. I just don't know the time.
Yeah.
I think it's later in the evening. I'm pretty sure it's 5 times a week. So yeah, and then we have the live recording at the shows and all that. So we're doing everything to kind of step our game up and be a little more professional every time.
Yeah.
So like I said, we started with 65 fans at our first show, and now
Yeah.
we're packing every venue. So we've come a
Yeah.
long way.
It really sounds really exciting. I love the way you just the phrases you use and just the descriptors you use for it. I think when you come out, not only do you get great wrestling, great local wrestling, but especially if you think back to days of Stampede and WWF and everything like that, the color is something that just gets added onto it that is just so much fun. And I think Bulldog, you just do a tremendous job of that.
Well, thank you.
And I think it's something it's gonna make you smile, make you laugh, and it's gonna make you want to come back for more. So it's Pure Power Wrestling taking place tomorrow night, so August the 11th at the German Canadian Club. It's going to be doors open at 6:30.
Yep.
Matches start at 7 o'clock, and the title match between.
Which one?
Oh,
Jumpin' Josh is going for the cruiserweight.
Oh yeah, Jumpin' Josh is
Yep.
going for the
And under
cruiserweight.
205. It's a completely different division. The wrestling is completely different. It's so exciting to watch these
Yeah,
guys.
because these
It's
guys are fast, right?
fast. They're quicker than a hiccup. I'm telling you,
Actually,
it's
quicker
amazing.
than a hiccup.
It's amazing to watch the. Well, like you said when you were doing grappling and submission wrestling, just
Yeah.
the holds and the reversals and everything that happens. And then the heavyweights. Yeah, Kyle Sebastian and Chris Parrish. That's worth price of admission alone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. And Sydney Steele, I mentioned him, definitely going to be there, but he just finished up, I hope, a long-term feud he was having with this Cato fellow. So I hope they're going to put that to bed so Sydney Steele can move on and maybe look for a title in the future. Because Sydney Steele is another wrestler we have who's just, he's been working his ass off for years to be where he's at.
Yeah.
Josh, you've seen it. You kind of mirrored his work
yeah.
ethic. We accept nothing less. So now that our training school is up and running full time, just look out, because these athletes are,
Yeah.
there's something to watch.
Well, that's great, and I'm glad you mentioned that too about the training as well. So this is all, this is all taking place right here in Lethbridge. I'll be sure to post the link. They're on Facebook. Just all you have to do is type in Pure Power Wrestling, and you'll be able to kind of catch up with the guys, learn a little bit more. You'll be able to see the poster for tomorrow night's event, and you'll be able to connect and be a part of a group that is very well connected with the community and doing a lot of really good things behind the scenes. And on top of it all, some entertainment, some competition. And I'll tell you what, I wish you guys continued success.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for
Look
having
at
us.
this wiry. Great. So we'll get back to more of the fun and wonderful stuff, but make sure you check out Pure Power Wrestling. It's just proof that when we connect as a community, we're always stronger. These guys are connecting. We're all moving forward together. It is absolutely amazing. So by all means, get out there, get connected, and stay inspired. We'll chat soon.